Well, I hate to say I told you so, but hey, little Jimmy. Well, surprise, surprise, there's going to be Superman reshoots. Now, come on, did anyone really believe that there wouldn't be any mistakes made on James Gunn's up and coming Superman movie? That he was simply going to knock it out the park completely from start to finish without any mistakes, none whatsoever? Now, come on. Did you really? It is James Gunn we're talking about here, not the freaking cinematic messiah. Now, reshoots are normal in filmmaking. People make mistakes. People change their minds, they get new ideas and inspirations. It's truly not that uncommon. And sometimes these new ideas and inspirations can lead to a masterpiece. Then again, sometimes it's best to just let sleeping dogs lie and then go with what your gut has been telling you. But it is what it is, and you don't know until you know, and then, well, then there are times that you simply step in it. It being the shit. It sticks to the bottom of your shoe, and then you really know that you stepped in it because someone tells you that something stinks. And then everybody knows. Well, James Gunn, went and stepped in it. And some of it must have stuck to the bottom of his shoe and it got tracked around because there are rumors going around that James Gunn's Superman, stinks a little. Now, truth be told, James Gunn's Superman more than likely won't be perfect, and anyone that thought it truly would be has probably been smoking way too much chronic or whatever the kids are smoking these days. Gunn's a decent filmmaker, to be sure. He's consistent. He's made studios money, but he ain't no Christopher Nolan. He's no Ridley Scott, and he's no, Steven Spielberg. But hell, even those guys make mistakes. I mean, have you seen that boat scene in Gladiator 2? Or how about Ready Player One for that matter? But I digress. Now look, not every film is going to be perfect. In fact, many are doomed from the start to fail and fail miserably. Now, does that mean Superman is going to fail? Hell no. It doesn't at all. But it is starting to look like there just might be some issues with the film. Ones that will be fixed, I'm sure. Now, true, you can't believe every single rumor that you read or that you hear, but you can't ignore the fact that there have been quite a lot of them lately. And far too many to simply schlep off. Oh, and while we're on the subject of rumors and tall tales that seem to be revolving around the Anointed One, Gunn's use of Zack Snyder's DC window dressing a while back was simply too creepy to ignore. It seemed to imply a camaraderie that my mind can't simply fathom. And to accept it would mean that one would have to trust Jimmy Gunn a little, and for that matter, I can't do it. It seemed like a deterrent, a way to get people to not think about the Superman negativity factor. That being that James Gunn's Superman film just might be in a small bit of trouble, and people are possibly starting to notice that fact. What it comes down to is that Gunn may have bitten off more than he can chew and taken on more than he can handle. And that maybe, just maybe, DC never should have allowed him to do that in the first place. They gave him unprecedented access to DC's Magic Kingdom with all the toys and playthings needed to make the studio succeed. And in my mind anyways, they gave it all to him way too soon. They overwhelmed his ass and inflated his already overswelling ego to the point that he seems to think that he is untouchable. Now, to be fair, Peter Safran has had a plenty big hand in all of this stuff as well. But for some unbeknownst reason, one that no one seems to really know or even understand, the powers that be at DC don't seem to give a damn about what he does or does not do. And I'm thinking it's because Gunn is always front and center. He's always putting his big dorky mug into and onto anything and everything DC related 24/7. So, he's the DC face. The one that represents the brand. Hell, I'm surprised his face isn't on Corn Sweat's chest instead of that big red ass. And so, here we are. Just 129 days until Superman hits the big screen. And James Gunn has confirmed that reshoots of the film may come between now and then. In other words, they're happening, baby. Obviously, screenings have not gone as planned, and the powers that be, so some claim, are not happy about it. The general public has been critical about what little bit they've seen as well. From Cornsweat's look when in flight and the overall design of his uniform, the unintentional joke of a clip of Nathan Fillion as Green Lantern Guy Gardner on the Super Bowl Sunday, and the annoying fact that, like it or not, Gunn seems to be making DC all about himself instead of, oh, well, you know, Superman. Hell, he even keeps coming up with animated versions of himself to stick all over the place. Into damn near everything. I imagine James Gunn is starting to worry a little. And if he's not, well, then he's an even bigger narcissistic idiot than I ever gave him credit for. Look, Superman is too damn big to let it get fucked up. We, and by we, I mean the true DC fans that keep getting screwed over time and time again by those powers that be, well, they're kind of getting tired of being let down, manipulated, and lied to. Think what you will about Zack Snyder, but he was on the right track to building a cohesive DC universe. Those same powers that be were greedy and couldn't wait, and so they rushed and manipulated what he was trying to do. Sadly, fate had other plans for him. Now it's Gunn's turn at bat, and he needs to quit making excuses and make everything about himself and more about the fans and the product that he claims to care so much for. He can fix things if he wants to, and if he doesn't want to, if the DCU should fail, well, then I think David Zaslav will start lopping off chunks of WB to sell faster than you can say, itty-bit. That's all, folks. And who knows? Maybe that's exactly what he's been wanting all along. That's it for today, my friends. If you have any thoughts, comments, or concerns on anything I've covered here today, feel free to post them in the comment section down below. And if you like today's show even just a little bit, well, hell, why don't you hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next one? Heck, it only takes a second to do it. Thanks for stopping by. God bless and suck.